It's time for another Answer Us Back, in which, between our full-length episodes, we take a look back down memory lane in the company of your feedback.
Do you mean, Ollie, that our listeners hear a podcast from our 19 years of Answer Me Thising, and to them it's as fresh as the day we shat it out, and they're like, I have opinions about this too, and we're like, we don't remember. We're in our 20s then, good God.
That's right.
Nothing is truly old, is it? Everything old is new again.
Worth remembering, isn't it? And everything will pass. Also useful.
And then pass back. You know, like how a cow digests things with its multiple stomachs.
Well, last month, so this is a recent one, we were discussing listener Zoran's fiancé, who loves tortilla chips dipped in cottage cheese with hot sauce mixed in.
We just thought that was not a particularly controversial food combination. Admittedly, I haven't tried it.
Listener Dan has been in touch to say, I have an unusual food combination.
Try me, Dan. Try me. This had better be unusual or I'm going home.
Sauerkraut plus spaghetti plus cream.
Okay, so like a creamy, sour, pickly cabbage spaghetti. I could see that working a treat.
It's almost like coleslaw, but with pasta instead of cabbage, but with extra cabbage.
You've confused it because there is already cabbage.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you'd cooked the coleslaw, let it ferment for a while, and then put cream and spaghetti in.
He says, this was our go-to meal when we were living in Germany, where the sauerkraut is cheap, abundant, and delicious.
Oh, paradise.
Doesn't sound disgusting, but it also doesn't appeal. That's where I am on it.
For me, the sauerkraut is promising. I'm not a huge fan of cream, so that's where I would vacate the premises.
Where do you stand on a classic use of cream on spaghetti? Like, what's the one that's basically like an English breakfast on spaghetti?
Oh, Ollie, you are wading into some very controversial creamy waters there, because you're talking about a carbonara.
Carbonara, yes.
Italians will fuck you up if you talk about putting cream in a carbonara.
But it's so creamy, I assume it's got...
That is egg only.
Oh, I see, okay. But it creates a cream-like effect.
Cream is for fuckers who can't cook an egg without scrambling it.
Okay, right.
That's the official line on that. Well, here's an email from Eric from Portland who says, I just want to share how Answer Me This sparked a tiny effervescent moment of kismet for me this week.
Effervescent kismet is my go-to blend at Joe and the Juice.
I am an American who's gotten into watching professional darts. While scrolling through Welsh muscleman Gerwyn Price's Instagram, I found this post that Price had been gifted a Toby Carvery gold card.
Holy shit.
Finally, something to strive for in this life.
Something to aspire to, absolutely, yeah. It's like the American Psycho business card, isn't it? The Toby Carvery gold card in my world.
Eric has helpfully forwarded us a screen grab of this Instagram. Gerwyn Price says, thank you, Toby Carvery. Can't believe I've been given this gold card. It is literally the home of the roast and my always number one go-to when I don't want to cook. 2026 has started so well. Heart eyes emoji, muscle emoji, heart eyes emoji. And there's a picture of a red box filled with tissue and a very small box that says Toby Carvery on it.
I think the Toby Carvery Insta PR people know what they're doing, don't they? A, for choosing, obviously, an influencer who's a Welsh professional darts player, which seems perfect for them. But B, then subverting the sort of influencer gift by having a big, plush, red shoebox that looks like it's going to have an expensive thing inside it. And then you open it up and it's an ever-decreasing size of box down to the piece of plastic that tells you that you can go to Toby Carvery. And I looked at the back of the card as well, which Gerwyn Price also helpfully had photographed for us.
Oh, thank God.
And what it says is it entitles you to, and I'm not dissing this.
You would never diss Toby Carvery.
You look at the back of it, and it says it entitles you to, quote, many Toby treats. Now, that's going to be free dessert or some bullshit, isn't it? I want a drive-through gravy station. Do you know what I mean? Whenever I want it.
You want potatoes fired into your gob with a T-shirt cannon.
I want it delivered every morning to my doorstep, yeah. Whereas this is like, it's not even you can bring 4 friends to Toby Carvery and it's free. It looks like it's like...
free lemonade refills.
Yeah, exactly. It's that, isn't it? Get a free Yorkshire pudding with every English breakfast.
Is it possible that there's a higher tier? You know, there's gold card, but maybe there's also platinum. Maybe there's black card.
Who's the influencer then?
You.
I don't go to Toby Carvery that much. I just happen to live in a very Toby-rich area.
Ollie, do you not know yourself? What we all know about Ollie, man, is that you love a bargain and you love free shit.
I do love a bargain, yeah. And there is one right next to Costco, so I mean, I could really, fill my boots.
If Costco said to you, free rotisserie chickens for life, you'd get one every day, even if you didn't want one.
So something we didn't talk about in the episode is my photo shoot in the Daily Telegraph for Costco. What did you make of it?
Exquisite. Stunning.
Thank you.
I was just really sad that your dad wasn't around to see it. I think he would have been genuinely proud and amused.
Yeah, it's funny. I very rarely get asked to have my photograph taken by any professional publication. In this instance, the Daily Telegraph magazine said we're doing an article about middle-class people who shop at Costco. And we've heard, was a fan of the show, we've heard that you've talked a lot about Costco on Answer Me This.
You're a Costco influencer, Ollie.
I am a Costco influencer, yeah.
Fuck
and
yeah.
I didn't get anything free out of it. The Telegraph didn't pay for my shopping either. They just came and took a picture of me in Costco.
That is outrageous, because they can't even claim it's because of journalistic integrity, because that's a lifestyle piece.
But something I did discover investigating this Toby Carvery card, Toby now do Toby wear, which is their range of like tracksuits.
Oh, so not like where, like WARE, where it's Toby Jugs.
No, but I think they should totally do that. The Toby Jugs is missing from their range of merch. But anyway, you can buy a loungewear tracksuit with Big Roast Energy written up the side.
What, up the legs?
Yeah.
Would you wear that?
I mean, it's interesting how they've made loungewear, so you're clearly not supposed to leave the house with it.
That's not true. People leave the house in that all the time. They go to Toby Carvery with their elasticated waistband and soft clothing, ready to load up.
Yeah.
Amy must have been listening to our recent episode where you were talking about what species of creature the Wombles are, Ollie.
Yes.
Amy says, this is hilarious timing. My sister and I are quite literally going on a Wombles-themed holiday in a few months.
I imagine you put this itinerary together yourself because I doubt TUI sell this.
Amy and sister are leaving from Wellington, New Zealand, going to Greece for great-great-aunt Thessaly, Bulgaria for great-uncle Bulgaria, France for Madame Cholet, Alderney in the Channel Islands, which is also where the creator of the Wombles died, then Wimbledon Common, and finally, Tobermory.
Goodness.
Putin's being a dick, so we can't go to Tomsk, and Orinoco is in Venezuela, so nope.
Wow.
Covering a lot of ground there.
It's like a heritage tour for Wombles. It's like you and your sister are the Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin of Wombles. You could add to it the Castle of May, because the Queen Mother was notoriously a Wombles fan.
Yeah? Where is that castle?
It's in the Highlands.
If you're going to Tobermory, so you're in Scotland anyway, and if you are going to Tobermory, there's a really good restaurant there called Cafe Fish. I had an astonishing meal there once.
Oh, not Tobermory Carvery.
Ah! Tobermory Carvermory.
Fun Mike Bat Wombles fact that I couldn't squeeze into that episode because Martin rightly pointed out that my interest in the Wombles is mainly bat-based. Mike Bat was offered £200 as the fee for composing the theme song.
£200 pre-decimalisation?
Yeah, but £200 total buyout, usage fee for decades. And he didn't take it. He waived it in exchange for the character rights for music-related activities. And it's from that you get, by 1976, 3 gold albums and 9 top 40 hits with the Wombles.
That guy is canny.
It's fascinating, isn't it, when people don't know what they've got? We did an episode of Today in History with the retrospectors on the Smurfs, and it was a similar thing with Peyo. He got the merch rights to the Smurfs because the publishers had given them to a cereal company to make the Smurfs as little porcelain figures, as like one-off things you got in a bowl of cornflakes. And it was really popular, and all the kids in Belgium loved them. And then the publisher were like, great, we've done that. That was fun. But anyway, we make paper. We don't make plastic.
Fucking hell.
And Peyo was like, I think there's more in it. And he got the merch rights to the Smurfs, to the fucking Smurfs. The publisher of the Smurfs didn't want the merch rights to the Smurfs.
People are not thinking these things through, except for Mike Bat, clearly.
Except for Mike Bat, he's always...
very smart. Maybe he thought £200 is a missable enough amount of money to me at this point in my career that I can take the risk that I'll get something more.
Yeah. So my last 3 columns for Reader's Digest before they went bust, I wasn't paid for because they went into liquidation. And I could have sued them for what they owed me, which was £1,500.
Yeah, which would have cost you money to do and you wouldn't have got it.
Exactly. It's exactly at the kind of level where it's like, if it had been £5,000, then it would have been worth it. But for £1,500, I'd spend £1,500 trying to get the £1,500. It's not worth it. So I thought, well, what can I get out of it? And I tried to do a Peyo. I tried to do a Mike Bat. I said, can I have the copyright to my columns And actually, I got it. They said, yes, if you accept that that's the final settlement from the company on liquidation, yes, you can own the copyright to your columns. But if ever you were to publish them, you can't say that they were the Reader's Digest columns.
Why?
And I thought that's fine from the point of view of like, it means nothing to my audience as a brand. I could just publish a book of columns by me. But on the other hand, like, how do you make sense of what they are if they're not a monthly column from a magazine that I did for 10 years? Like, there's no context then without saying what it was.
Also, if the magazine is defunct, if the whole brand is defunct, what's the damage?
I suppose they're thinking, you know, they're trying to sell it off in the UK. Maybe if they achieve a separate buyer who wants to publish Reader's Digest books, then I'd be publishing a rival Reader's Digest book, something like that. But I did think what I should do is record them all as audio books, like do an audio book of me reading my own columns, which would be like 3 hours long and I could sell it myself, which is a good idea. But of course, like all these things, I haven't done it.
Do the columns stand out? 'Cause a lot of them are about gadgets of the past. And no
Oh,
offense
no,
to you,
not my tech columns. No, I wouldn't be
okay.
reading those. That would be
That's why I was
great.
confused.
Here's my deep dive on the HomePod.
Yeah. Is it people who are nostalgic for like 2010s technology that didn't really stick?
No, it wouldn't be my tech columns. I used to do a lifestyle column that opened the magazine called It's a Man's World, MANN.
Clever.
It was kind of 10 years of me writing about, like, you know, having kids and moving house and that sort of stuff, buying things, you know, middle-class life shit, which would be fun to audioise one day.
Has the Telegraph given you permission to voice the audiobook of what's in your Costco trolley?
That's mine. That's all mine. I didn't give that away. Yeah, didn't get paid. So,
Okay,
yeah.
good. Because I think that's going to be the big hit. Anyway, the Wombles holiday. Have you ever programmed a holiday around such an expansive theme?
We are going to Montana this summer.
Oh,
and
really?
I suspect that my wife is using the opportunity to secretly construct her fantasy Yellowstone tour, but I've never seen it. I've never watched Yellowstone, but she watches it.
Yeah. Is that because it's got horse content?
Horses. She likes Costner.
Really?
Yeah.
Retro.
We went to a fancy dress thing, like it was someone's 30th birthday, and she just told me that I was Rip, who's one of the characters from Yellowstone, and then I just took her word for it. She got me a Western shirt and some cowboy boots and told me to chew on a toothpick. So I did.
All right. How did you feel?
Yeah, quite cool, actually. Wearing cowboy boots is quite boss.
A good clicky heel.
Yeah.
If you're ever on holiday with Martin, he will often arrange things around a cultural tour that no one else would ever do. So we had the Tom Waits tour of LA. We had a tour of North Island, New Zealand, themed around the film The Quiet Earth. Don't yell with recognition too hard.
Sure. Sorry, Helen. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Now, episode 361 might only be 53 episodes ago on our feed, but does in fact date from 2018.
Jesus.
So you will forgive me, Sarah from Leeds, that I have no recollection about what you've answered us back about. But Sarah says, the question in AMT 361 about socially acceptable ways for adult men to skip in public awoke a long dormant memory for me.
Aw.
In my first year or so of school, my dad and I would energetically skip the 10-minute walk to school while singing either the theme tune from The Archers or Donald, Where's Your Trousers? I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, and the wind go high and the wind blow low. Something. Donald, where's your trousers?
I mean, it's vague, but it's there.
Number 37 in the singles chart in 1960, and then it became a bigger hit in 1989. Apparently, Andy Stewart wrote Donald, Where's Your Trousers in 10 minutes while he was wearing no trousers in the lavatory at the recording studio. And it's about a Scottish man wearing a kilt whilst travelling around London on the Underground.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, that gives it a bit more context. Well, Sarah says, regarding skipping to Donald, Where's Your Trousers, it was definitely faster and more entertaining than walking, if unconventional. Yeah. I'm not suggesting that this was deemed socially acceptable at the time in Reading in the early 2000s, and my dad has gone on to become increasingly eccentric in 20 years since. But perhaps the 31-year-old male questionnaire from 2018 might be comforted to know that he was not the only adult male skipper out there.
Yeah. I suppose it's a lot easier to get away with when you have a child because people associate it with youngsters.
Yes, and you just think, oh, that's nice, that dad's just entertaining their child rather than
people love
weird.
to give dads points just for showing up.
Yeah.
I do think that still skipping is yet to be fully reclaimed for the adults unaccompanied by a child, and that is a shame because it is a fun form of motion compared to a lot of the other ones.
Yeah, If you're going to do one of the quirky walking around things, you know, be like one of those guys who like trails a bag full of crap with you everywhere you go, do skipping instead. It's different.
Yeah, I wonder if skipping lost some currency because a lot of kids have the little scooters instead.
It's funny because, like, theoretically, I'm supportive of dad skipping and I think it sounds cute. But the reality is, with my own children, I am the fun police. Like, they want to do this. They're like, oh, cracks are lava. And I'm like, cracks are not lava. Watch out for the mud splash, please. Listen to what I'm saying.
You're like, look, I'm an entertainment professional and this just isn't up to my standards.
Toby, actually, my younger one, did say the other day that he doesn't really understand what it is I do for a living, obviously, because
he's a child. Yeah.
He's a child, and it's a strange job, and like, what, I don't know what I do for a living.
Same.
He describes it as the news, and he's like, when I'm older, I want to do the news.
Yeah, you are the news, Ollie.
I am the news. I'm the one-man news.
Yeah. Just going around the village. Any news today?
That would be quirky, wouldn't it? Even more so than skipping.
Well, it's about time you entered your eccentricity era. Get some practice in.
It's time someone brought back the oldie-worldy sort of news of the world style town crier, actually. Do you know what I mean? Like, gather you round and I'll tell you the headlines.
Well, it totally could be you, Ollie.
Yeah.
Just like a living audiobook that people couldn't escape.
Here's an email from Katie in Halifax, Nova Scotia, who says, I've been re-listening to your back catalogue to get me through some stressful times at work and in life.
Exactly what we're for.
I recently listened to your episode with special guest Jackie Mason.
Are you trying to make me feel stressed about my life and work?
that is one for the for the collector.
What was that, 206?
She says, it was truly a treat to hear someone else struggling to produce a jolly time with an entirely uncooperative interlocutor. It gave me joy to know the painful group dynamics that I'm trying to manage will one day be as far in the past as that episode is.
Great. Happy to be of service, Katie. A problem shared is a problem doubled and all that.
It is bad.
I don't think it was even our fault that it was bad.
Yeah, but also, like, we're all professional talkers, all three of us. Even though it's bad, it's still 2 stars. It's fine.
That's less than 1 star per professional talker, Ollie.
But it's quite good to have a souvenir on there, a memento of a time that it was awkward and the conversation didn't flow. Because that is life, isn't it? Sometimes that's what happens, particularly intergenerationally. If
you had your time again, Ollie, it was your choice to book that interview. Would you do it again?
Yes.
You'd put us through that again, knowing what would happen? Thanks a fucking bunch.
I mean, at the time, I was out touting the show, trying to get sort of bigger and bigger guests onto the show as a way of leveraging, our audience and trying to grow the show.
And you thought this will get all of the elderly North London Jews
precisely that
podcasts.
Yeah, I thought I thought he'd say yes. I thought he was at a stage in his career where, although he's a big name, like, he's obviously not selling out this West End theatre that he's booked for a run that's too long. He'd say yes because we're Jews, and it might be that he really goes for it and we have a laugh, and it doesn't matter because we can edit it anyway. But yes, it just wasn't very good.
Really discovered the limits to what editing can achieve that day.
Actually, with similar reasons, I was trying to get Joan Rivers as well.
Oh my God. Joni would have turned it out though. Like, she knew what she was doing.
I also met her when I was a researcher on This Morning. And there, of course, she was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I had the honour of being, because I was the researcher, not the producer, the person who would call up the day before to get the brief written. And usually celebrities of her stature will not do a pre-interview interview. Like, they will not give you, anything. You just like, talk to my publicist, read the article in the Times, I'll say that. But Joan, you called her suite in the Ritz. And she picked up and she was like, first I'm going to say this, then Philip's going to ask me that, then Holly's going to say this, then I'm going to say that, then I'm going to say, oh, you never believe it with this. And then she'd say the joke, like, do the whole routine. And I was obviously laughing on the phone, but she was listening to see what the laugh was like. And she was like, I'm not sure about that one.
Whoa, you were her test audience.
Yes, yeah. And the presenters were quite happy to do that because Joan Rivers is on, just feed her the lines she needs to be funny.
She produced the segment.
She produced the whole, she wrote the segment. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was impressive. Anyway, I did think, should I abuse my position of responsibility and try and invite her on to answer me this directly? Because if you go through her people, they'll obviously be like, Joan doesn't get out of bed for less than $2 million. And I never did. But Katie from Halifax finishes her email by saying, who is the best guest you've ever had on the show? And is there anyone you tried and failed to get on the show? I don't think there was. Everyone we invited on to answer me this said yes, I think.
Because this show has so rarely had guests. I think, like 5 or 6 total?
Yeah.
I mean, John Ronson as a guest provided so many memorable moments. and ones that I don't think he has wheeled out in any other interview.
No.
Talking about Mr. Blobby theme park. Never heard him talk about that elsewhere. Or the Pocahontas character breakfast in Disney. I don't think he even wrote a column about that. But it's on Answer Me This.
Yeah, or his views on Pippa Middleton's ass. Not the person you'd go to for that commentary, normally.
John Ronson gives good interview.
He does.
I wanted to make an illusionist about people who got tattoos that have been misspelled. And so I never tried to get her, but I do think it would be really funny to get Ariana Grande to talk about the Japanese tattoo she has on her hand that it was supposed to say something else, but instead what it says in Japanese is small barbecue grill.
That's brilliant. Do you think she'd think that was funny, though?
I think she would think it was funny. She seems to have a sense of humour, but she's also very busy, and I have no idea how you contact big celebs with such a ludicrous request for a podcast like mine.
Yeah.
Like, I think she'd go on Good Hang with Amy Poehler and talk about it, but I don't have that booking power.
Yes, yeah, exactly. You need someone in LA, someone whose people knows her people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Although, actually, of course, like, meeting big celebs is exciting. I genuinely think my favourite ever guests on Answer Me This were Richard Zaltzman and Grandma Terry.
Oh, Grandma Terry. Yeah, my brother was very salty, but actually I loved Martin's mum. When we had our family on episode 200, Martin's mum really blossomed on Mike. His dad was surprisingly shy and nervous, but his mum was just letting it all out. It was terrific.
Katie mentions in this email that, you know, she's trying to keep up group fun dynamics and the group she's in isn't fun. And that's so often... You know, there are some really miserable fuckers out there. It's fine because your job is to G them along, but you sometimes just think, fuck's sake, like you agreed to do it, just like cheer up, you know? And it can be hard work. I was watching Zoe Ball interview Phil Collins on telly.
Oh, I mean, he's notoriously difficult guy.
Seriously, I'm not joking. I think she deserves a BAFTA for this interview. Like, she doesn't get much out of him, but he is such a miserable old cunt. I mean, obviously, it's not helped by the fact, I know he's been unwell. I think he's in chronic pain. I acknowledge that.
But he doesn't have to do interviews.
He doesn't have to be such a cunt. It's just like, exactly. He's come out of quasi-retirement, really, to pay tribute to his career for a series of programs. Say something. Say anything. Laugh when someone's telling a joke. And I don't think he's awkward either. I think he thinks he's the kind of person that doesn't have to fill the silence, you know? Whereas, like, you know, when I interview people that I really like, so sometimes on Times Radio, I suddenly find myself, like, they'll book me a guest that I didn't even know I was going to be interviewing, and it's like in an hour's time. And because I'm not a news and politics guy, it doesn't bother me so much, actually, weirdly, where it can be a really well-known MP. That's okay, I'm not bothered about that. But when it's like Neil Hannon, which it was.
Oh, but you love Neil Hannon, don't you?
Yes, exactly. I love Neil Hannon. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be talking to Neil Hannon. Like, don't fuck this up. Like, don't, like, you want him to like me. You know, that's the thing. I'm thinking I'd want it. Stuart Murdoch from Bell and Sebastian, I've interviewed recently.
Yeah. Did he like you? I mean, he seems like quite an awkward guy, which in a way takes the pressure off you.
Well, he wasn't desperate to be liked. He came on to talk about some stuff and we talked about it. But it's just... It's not a real conversation, is it? Because a real conversation would start with me, like, effusively kind of fanboying him, and I didn't want to do that, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a real conversation in that you then aren't having a conversation with that person because they're like, this is not an equal interaction. Exactly.
The status is all skew with. And I suppose the status is then, like, you know, the status is changed by the fact you have a microphone in front of your face and you're representing an organisation, but it's not really. Like, I'm still the same person there underneath it. The best person, actually, the best celebrity interview that I've done for that is Nigel Planer, weirdly.
Really?
Yeah. He was just up for a laugh, really interesting, clever, like actually listened to the questions, came up with interesting things, reacted in the moment. Seemed like a cool guy.
I think he's not of a fame level now where he could be like an arsehole.
No, I know, but I know he's always worked as well, like literally never stopped working, and he's a really great actor and all that. But at the same time, there could be a part of him that's bitter that like every time he comes on, they play the fucking Young Ones. Do you know what I mean? But he's not at all. He's just like, yeah, people know me as the hippie from the Young Ones. That's fine. Let me tell you a funny story about it, and then we'll talk about something else.
Aw.
Liked him.
I don't interview celebrities very much, and that's fine by me because I like interviewing people that are not interviewed that often. So things come out fresh. They're not like, this is my press release version of my life that I've said 100 times.
Me too. I mean, that's it's interesting. We both basically have that policy on our shows, don't we? On the Modern Man, as on The Illusionist, I don't talk to people that you've heard of generally. Yeah.
The one time I interviewed someone who was super famous, I was like, I'm not going to get anything off brand there. There's 2 PR people either side of her just off camera. And Julie, I did not.
Anyway, thank you for your feedback. Do continue to send it in to the usual places where you can also send questions.
That is, of course, our website, answermethispodcast.com. But also, if you Patreonize us at patreon.com/answermethis, there are some tiers where you can get the entirety of our back catalogue. If you're listening to this thinking, someone's written in about episode 55, what's on that? You can get that, as well as all of our other shit that we've ever recorded, including a special album we did about love, just in time for Valentine's Day.
That's right, just a few days to go until the day where, of course, our relationships all hit their peak.
Yes.
And we present each other with some Belgian chocolates.
I personally love to get chocolates to celebrate the patron saint of epileptics and beekeepers.
We recorded an hour-long album of romance-based questions back in, what was that? I don't know, 2014 maybe. Sometime. And it is available to buy for $5 at answermethisstore.com. But if you are on our top 2 tiers on Patreon, it's included. You can listen to it right now along with all that other stuff. Patreon.com/answermethis.
We will be back, of course, with a fresh new episode of Answer Me This 415 on the last Thursday of February 2026.
See you then.
Bye.